Introduction. Turning in our team was somewhat of a relief, but not very satisfying since it wasn't finished. I think that's how this past week has pretty much felt like. It's been a relief, but for me, it's more of a feeling that I wish I would have done better. I think maybe it's my lack of application and personal steadiness in getting done what I need to do and seeking to learn through asking questions. It's definitely been a ride up until this point as I did things, learned things, and questioned things for this Physics 111 course.
What I did.
The things I did this past week helped me to get done what was needed. Tuesday in class, I filled out the posters with my group we had started earlier this semester and signed up for our interviews times with David. Outside of class that day, I worked on and wrote Wdal 13. The next day, I had my interview with David, and it went well. Over the weekend, I reviewed everyone else's TIMs and sent the comments I made to David.
What I learned.
Learning occurred as I did things, although sometimes it's more implicit. Tuesday's class caused me to learn and reflect about how much we have learned in physics thus far and many of its dimensions. I learned outside of class that day that YouTube is an effective way of expressing yourself and communicating. I learned from my interview with David on Thursday that I had forgotten that there's an equal force to pull downward to the earth that pulls up if an object is stationary in the upward and downward motions. Over the weekend, I learned that physics has a lot to do with the sports people analyze and with sports in general.
What I want or need to know.
All of this doing and learning caused me to do some questioning as well. Tuesday's class made me wonder how I'm going to end up applying all the physics I've learned, and I'm excited to use it. Wednesday, outside of class, I wanted to know how David came up with the idea for students to make WDALs. Thursday's interview with David left me wanting to know how I can separate the different aspects of physics more clearly in my mind. Over the weekend, I was questioning why the study of physics was developed and what the initial use of the information was.
Conclusion.
Although this past week was satisfying in some aspects, others were a little more discomforting. I guess I just have some regrets with how I took the new way of learning. I didn't realize how much my individual actions and decisions would greatly affect the outcome of what I have learned in my physics class. In every class you have, no matter if it's set up the way David's is set up or if it's done in the traditional way, you need to have a strong desire to learn and put in the extra effort. It's been something else finding all this out.
A heart of gold, but it lost its pride.